Looking at all my purchases for 2016, one thing came to mind. 2016 and my purchasing was the year of the flanker. Let's take a look at my top 20. Hey YouTube fragrance family, welcome to my top 20 purchases of 2016. 2016 was the year of the flanker. Like I said in my introduction, it just really feels like I went back to my roots. As far as my purchase power goes, I was looking at designer fragrances, new releases, old flankers that I wanted to get my hands on, things like that. It was really just a year of the designer. As you can see, this is all the fragrances. I might have missed a few, but this is pretty much the gist of my purchase last year. Again, like the front row, mostly all designer. You see a couple bonds here that I couldn't, I got both of these for like, I think one was $60 for Coney, and I Love New York for All was $30 at a Hudson Bay. They were getting rid of their bond stock, so that was a great deal. My Zegnas, quote unquote, could be niche just because it's high-end designer as far as the price point, but everything else is designer. A lot of flankers, and that's the year of the flanker, right? I got Pie Extreme, 2 Le Male flankers, Armani Code flanker, Pure Tonka. I got 2 The One flankers. I could keep going on and on. Au Masculin flanker, La Nuit de l'Homme, Encre Noire flanker, 1 million. So Boss Bottled flanker. So I could go on and on as far as what I've purchased. Really is going back to my roots. Now, 2017, all my designer heads, yes, that's going to continue. Probably not as hard as I went last year. I do want to start, I kind of ignored, as you can see, niche and more indie houses. That's something that I absolutely love going into. So you're going to see a little bit more of that in 2017. So more well-rounded. I just felt like my designer, to be quite honest, designer houses really did extremely well. As far as these flankers go, a lot of these are winners, and to make this top 20 list, it was actually very hard, especially with some of these. I have just a limited. I bought these like a few months ago, so I really haven't had much wearings with them. So it's nice to go back to this list like 2 years later and just see which one stood the test of time. So I think I have 23 bottles here, so there's some, or 24. Some didn't make the cut, obviously. So let's take a look at those, and I'm just gonna take them out of here. So the first one was CH Men Privé. Now that doesn't mean it's a bad fragrance per se. I've already reviewed this on my channel, so if you haven't checked that out, I reviewed this last month in January 2017. Not a bad flanker. Not a huge fan of Herrera fragrances overall. So it's really something that really could not make this top 20 list. Some other fragrances were more my taste. That goes next to 24 Gold Oud. This one again, something that really, I've reviewed this also in January, or was it December of last year, but I reviewed it just recently, and it's something that really isn't up to my taste. Still a solid fragrance, but just nothing too crazy. Pie Extreme is also out of the top 20, a flanker of one of the fragrances that I absolutely loved. It really wasn't a huge push on what I was expecting for an extreme version of Pie. I know that's just the name of a fragrance, and I learned through the years that extreme doesn't mean anything, black doesn't mean anything, sport doesn't mean anything. It's all about the juice, and it could be totally different from what you'd come to expect from the name. So the name doesn't say much, but as far as extreme, it just not a bad fragrance per se. I actually really like it. It just isn't, I would say, a huge improvement over the original. And lastly, I'm going to kick out Coney Island, one of my only niche fragrances in here. Again, not a bad fragrance per se, it's just I enjoyed others. So these are the ones that have stayed on. I'm going to start kind of moving them around more and more. The list gets a little smaller so you can see what's actually out here. Some of these you can't see in the back, but let's get to the top 20. I'm not going to take too much more of your time. Let's start it off at number 20. This might be a surprise to a lot of you. At number 20, it is from Mugler, and the only Mugler in this top 20 is Pure Tonka. I bought this one approximately around September. It was a blind buy. I actually never smelt this. before purchasing it. Usually I get these right away. I just never had the resource or really just wanted to go out and get this. So I bought this around September with the Le Male Essence. I also bought the 1 million Privé with it, which are both in this list, obviously. A very solid addition to the Mugler brand. I was kind of lukewarm with this one when I first got it. The more I'm wearing this one, the more I love it. So number 20 does not mean it was a bad purchase, but there's very much close competition within this list. I would say from number 20 right down to almost number 5, I would say they can be interchangeable. And when the years keep passing, I believe this one's going to step ahead of these as far as wearing. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a little more up in maybe in the top 10s for me. But for now, at number 20, Pure Tonka. At number 19, it is another niche one. The niche ones are going out real quick. This is I Love New York for All. As far as price and what I got, this is amazing. An early purchase in 2016. I think I bought it like early. I think it was one of my first purchases in 2016 with Coney Island. I purchased this bottle on sale, Hudson's Bay. It was $34. They're getting rid of all their bonds at that time, and it was online, and it was something I had to get. I purchased like 6 bonds, and the only ones I got were these 2. So pretty much the bargain of the year for $34. You can't go wrong for 50 mils. The smell itself is exactly what I thought it was going to be. This was a blind buy for me. I never smelt this. And it's a great gourmand scent from Bond. Sadly, axed. I Love New York. The whole brand, them and Bond, are not producing fragrances anymore. So it's just like the Andy Warhol. But they haven't repackaged this. So it's axed. So if you're thinking about getting I Love New York fragrance, especially this one's a good one. Get your hands on it right away. At number 18, one that I've reviewed quite recently on my channel. In January 2017, it is a Ralph Lauren Supreme Oud, the Polo. This thing is absolutely great. I love it. Go check out my review if you haven't. Recent acquisition, I got this actually in December 2016. I was not disappointed with this scent. Very, very pleasant blind purchase for me. Something that I hope that Ralph Lauren actually continues to do. I applaud this release. I love this direction, and I can't wait to get my nose on the Supreme Leather because I haven't smelt that one. At number 17, it is from the house of Armani. It's been a while since Armani actually got my attention. Is Armani Code Profumo. Again, another flanker. Another recent acquisition. I got this in December 2016. Profumo continues to impress the more I wear it. Even though I've already reviewed it. I'm still wearing this fragrance. Very solid flanker for the original Code brand. It really takes the popular notes of the original, takes popular notes of the du jour, of the moment, and blends it to make actually a bestseller in the game right now. So this one, all eyes are on Armani and what they're going to do next with the Code lineup. I know they've already released another flanker to the brand, but they should be careful because really they did a really outstanding job with this, and they shouldn't be throwing out flankers like candy. Take your time and release some decent stuff. But this one, Armani Code Profumo, very, very good release from Armani. At number 16, it is from the house of Christian Dior, and this is Jules. Jules purchased this one approximately mid-year. I knew that Dior was actually re-releasing this, and I was looking to purchase this. Sadly, it was really hard to find in North America. I don't know. I haven't really been looking. I don't know if it's still not available in North America, but I had to get an overseas dealer to get me this. I'm extremely happy with the purchase. This is going extremely under the radar right now. It is surprising, but it's not. Surprising because it's a Christian Dior release. In the men's game, you would think it would get more press, but I know that it's not heavily pushed. Anything that's not a Dior release gets kind of hard pressed. I'm getting a little bit of press, but this one, depending on taste, especially if you're an older gentleman, you're absolutely going to love Jules. At number 16. At number 15, it is from 1 Million. The flanker, the recent flanker of 1 Million. This is Privé. 1 Million Privé is one of those flankers that I absolutely love. It takes it really steers away from the original DNA. A lot of these 1 million flankers takes quite a bit of pages out of the original. This is actually different enough to be warrant a purchase, and this is what I like. It is a juice that I feel has a darker tone to it that I absolutely love. So one of the standouts in the 1 million lineup, 1 million Privé at number 15. At number 14, talking about flankers, let's go with La Nuit. This is La Nuit de l'Homme l'Intense, another flanker to a bestseller in the men's game. La Nuit Intense gets some flack for not being intense, as the name suggests. I think it's a worthy flanker to the brand. A very solid release, something to add to the La Nuit lineup. And I actually really enjoyed wearing this. I only have like 40% of the juice in this bottle. I got it in a split though, but still going through this bottle, it's kind of making me nervous that I only have so little. At number 13, we're taking a look at another flanker. This is Lolita Olympiques au Masculin, but this is the Eau de Minuit version. Talking about flankers, another one that isn't a new release per se, but something that I have been searching for a long, long time. This was actually a purchase that I purchased off somebody on Facebook. I saw it in Facebook groups and I had to have it. This was a very successful purchase on Facebook. This is a darker Eau Masculin, truly emphasizes on the black licorice up top, and that is something that really, I'm not a black licorice fan, but it really did a great job here. Really actually a flanker that may surpass the original for my taste. It just has a darker tone to the fragrance, great for around Halloween, very solid release, great for fall. At number 13. At 12, I'm going to put 12 and 11 together because it's the twins here, the Zegna twins. This is Zegna Sicilian Mandarin and Zegna's Italian Bergamot. This again was a Facebook purchase of partial bottles, as you can see, just a little bit left in both of them. The Bergamot and the Mandarin, I was very impressed when I tested the Zegna line, especially with the citruses. This was back in 2012, 2013. I stumbled upon this line in duty free in Europe somewhere. I smelled the whole lot. I came very impressed with all of them, but mostly the citruses. The citruses really felt authentic, very juicy citruses that can be almost compared to some of the best in the game, like Xerjoff citruses. So both of those were a Facebook purchase again. Both cost me less than $100, and I had to jump at the chance to get these, even though it was like 15 mils of the fragrance. Very excited to have these in my collection. However, I haven't really fully tested them on my skin. I'm waiting for the warmer weather to start wearing them out. But they're going to be great in the high-end heat. I think the high humidity, and I can't wait to do that. So they are lower end in this top 20 list, but I think as far as quality goes, they'd probably be top 5 as far as quality goes. So really great. Citruses like this are very hard to find a sparkling citrus, especially with a blend and an excellent dry down. So Zegna's Bergamot and Mandarin at 12 and 11. At 10, number 10, let's start off my top 10. This is Guerlain's Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum, EDP. I don't own any of this Ideal line. This is the only one I do. I briefly smelt the Eau de Toilette at a Sephora in Ottawa back in the day. I felt it was an okay scent, but I heard such great reviews, rave reviews when this was released, that I decided to just blind buy it, pull the trigger. Very happy with this blind buy. It actually makes me curious to just get the rest of them, the EDT, and I believe there's a cologne version of this too. So the EDP at number 10. At number 9, it is from Valentino, and this is Uomo Intense. This one, the hype of the year, the hype beast of 2016, the tail end of 2016, still getting hyped today. This was also a blind buy that I bought online in September, I believe, with the Ferragamo. So these two I bought together. I believe it was Hudson's Bay that I purchased both of these retail. Was happy with the purchase. I feel it's a very solid fragrance from Valentino, but uniqueness takes a back seat. I just can't wait to see, after all the dust has settled with this fragrance and more wearings with me, I'm going to get a review out just to really just decipher it and see the differences between this and the Ziara on the lineup. We'll say this, and it's an earlier cousin, I would say. At number 9, Valentino Umo. Just to take a little break of the video, as you can see, Jean-Paul Gaultier did very well. Both flankers are still in the top 8. Also, Dolce & Gabbana with the 1 flankers did also very well. So really a great job as far as these brands go with their bestseller, the 1 and Le Male. Flankers are doing very, very well. In the past, these 2 fragrances have released numerous flankers that didn't do very well. So I'm happy to see them going in this kind of direction. And we have also some other great flankers here. Some amazing ouds here, Lalique Extreme, and then of course a newcomer in the branding. So we'll see who's my new number 1, but let's start it off at number 8. I'm gonna get rid of one of these Le Male flankers right now, and that is Ultra Male. Ultra Male, this is a scent that is actually quite hard to find now for some reason. I looked around and I've had a few subscribers actually ask me, where can I find this now? Sorry, I just really have a hard time finding it too. I've not heard confirmation on discontinuation of this particular fragrance, as Le Male fans kind of do want to know if Ultra Male is gone. But this is exactly what I expect from a fragrance that's called Ultra Male. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. They delivered longevity, projections, all there. And that's all you really need to know, is if you're looking for an Ultra Male, it's named aptly, and the juice does its thing. So at number 8, no complaints here, Ultra Male. At number 7, I'm gonna get rid of the one of the ones. It's this one right here, the EDP version. The EDP of the 1 was highly anticipated in the fragrance community, that I know. The 1 was a smash hit. However, for some, it needed some oomph, a little more power. In comes the EDP, and people are still complaining. I actually think Dolce & Gabbana are doing great things lately. A great job with this 1 lineup, with this one and Royal Night version. I'm not just looking for power here. If you're selling me an EDP version, I want to see some sort of quality. And the quality was there. That's the one thing I can't complain. At number 7, the 1 EDP. At number 6, it is going to be from Lalique, and this is Encre Noire Extreme. Encre Noire Extreme is a dark flanker to one of my favorite designer releases of all time. This was a no-brainer to purchase, blind buy, easy. I don't regret purchasing this one bit. Even at that time, I was actually having a hard time finding this for over $60. I think I bought it for around $60. And it's just going to keep going down. If I know the trends with Lalique Encre Noire fragrances, it's just going to keep going down. Very solid flanker, and something that I can't wait to wear more and more over the years. I think this one may be the clear-cut winner of this year's big haul. We'll see, but very, very solid purchase. At number 6, Encre Noire à l'Extrême. Now starting my top 5, let's take a look at who's going to be at number 5. It is the 1 Royal Night. Starting out the top 5 is Royal Night. Royal Night was extremely hard to find when it first came out. I think it was one, if not the best, the 1 in the lineup. I really, really sincerely think that. I don't think anything can replace the original as far as scent goes, originality, things like that. However, this Royal Night version is, on its own, is a straight up solid release. I really think this, the EDP version, and the original are on a different stage than the other ones, like the 1 Gentleman, the 1 Sport, things like that. So this one, very, very good. At number 5. At number 4, it is from the house of Hugo Boss, and that is Boss Bottled Oud. The best set that Hugo Boss has released post the year 2000. Yeah, I'm hard pressed to find actually anything close to the impact that this has done for me personally in the fragrance game from Hugo Boss. This is a better Boss Bottled, and that's hard for me to say, since Boss Bottled, I grew up with Boss Bottled. Boss Bottled was my first real signature scent. Boss Bottled was the shit back then. Boss Bottled is by far the best Hugo Boss fragrance release ever. I haven't found anything from Hugo Boss that even comes close to Boss Bottled until this. They actually have improved for my personal taste. They did everything right. They kept everything that I loved in the original Boss bottle, and they emphasized it with obviously oud. The oud actually takes the green apple and makes it crisper. I don't know what they did with the green apple. I don't know if it's the addition of the oud and some of the other notes, but extremely impressed with this release. Really outstanding. I'm actually sad that I went on a split on this, because I want a full bottle of this. So this is great stuff. Boss bottled oud at number 4. At number 3, we're going to continue with the oud trend, and this is the Gucci Intense Oud. This is a recent purchase for me. Talking about underdog fragrance houses like Hugo Boss, this is another one, Gucci. They really did need something solid in the designer game, and both these ouds are very, very solid. Both these brands did it the right way. Gucci, how left field is this release? I was expecting something fleeting, something Gucci by Gucci with like maybe a westernized oud, or actually something that resembles kind of oud. Really, this was a surprise. Love from first sniff. This truly gets top 3 mention on one of the best purchases of last year, and I really think that this one is the standout of the whole Gucci by Gucci. This smashes everything Gucci by Gucci. Now, I actually love the sport version of Gucci by Gucci. If you haven't checked it out, go check that one out because it's actually decent. But this one has them all beat. That is, for my personal taste, obviously, Gucci Intense Oud at number 3. Number 2, it is this guy right here, Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male Essence. This is, of course, another flanker of Le Male. It does not take much from the original. However, on its own, I personally feel this is a solid release from Jean-Paul Gaultier. From all the horrible Le Male flankers that I can think of, the horrible Eau Fraiche versions, they're super sweet. Why are you calling it Eau Fraiche? Sweetness does not go with summer. No. They're failures. And failures of certain flankers that just didn't have the push, or really the originality of the original fragrance. It's nice to see the Le Male DNA being touched upon with Ultra Male and Essence here in a solid way. Next, I'd like to see a darker Le Male, one with either dark leather note or a dark oud one, just for my personal taste, and make the torso gold, or just all black with gold stripes. That's what I'm looking for, that kind of bottle. It'll look sexy as hell. Now get to that, and I will blind buy that stuff. Great work here with the Essence. Really a great release from Jean-Paul Gaultier. The year of the flanker. And number 1, no surprise here, last man standing, Ferragamo's Uomo. My number 1 is from a brand that is kind of like, it reminds me of, where's the bottle here? This brand reminds me of Valentino. Ferragamo and Valentino. Now, putting this back here because I don't want you to get confused that this is number 1. It's funny because I bought these two together, but these brands remind me of each other. They had success in the men's game in the past. Nothing really groundbreaking until the last few years. This is Ferragamo's kind of entry into the men's designer game again. I know they've had success with F and F Black. Valentino had some success in the past too, but recently this is putting them both back on the map. This one right here, this new release floored me, and I think it is one of the best releases in 2016. This is exactly what I come to expect in the designer fragrance game, as a modern, easy to wear fragrance that will make many designer heads actually fall in love with this fragrance. People pleaser, this is one of them. This is easy to wear, splash on, great for the cool weather out there. So really an excellent release from Ferragamo. I can't wait to see what they have next in store for us. Same with this brand, actually. I can't wait to see what they will release in the men's game that doesn't piggyback off Dior. That is the next release I'm thinking from Valentino. I want to see them do something unique and crazy. So I can't wait to see what these two brands have in store for us. And that's my list of my top 20 fragrance purchases of 2016. It was a hell of a year of the flanker. Going back to my roots with designer fragrances, I really enjoyed purchasing these. I'm enjoying a lot of these. These are all very solid. I like to see that I enjoyed from number 1 right down to 20. I enjoyed all of these. There's none that I could say that are just like, no, these are going to collect dust. No, actually all of these are going to be worn. So I really appreciate your support. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a good one.